The 6 most disturbing internet trends.
Angel of Death Challenge.
Type of challenge name is that? See, this is what I be trying to tell you about natural selection, bro. If you willingly went out your way to try to do the Angel of Death challenge, bro, like, come on. Saying you had what was coming to you. Like, yo, come on, let's use our brains just for a second, bro.
June 3rd, 2022, an 18-year-old teen tragically passed away after falling in front of a truck in Tangerang, Indonesia.
Damn.
However, what made this particular incident stand out among the dozens of traffic-related deaths on Indonesian roads every day was that this was not an accident.
Jesus.
Instead, this was the result of one of the most disturbing internet trends that was sweeping the country during this time. It had actually started back in 2021, but exploded in popularity in mid-2022. The trend was called the Malaikat Maut Challenge, or the Angel of Death Challenge in English. It involved TikTokers, mainly teenagers, playing a game with oncoming traffic, particularly loaded
So are my eyes deceiving me? Are they not just straight up walking in front of the cars hoping they stop? I believe this was a trend, bro.
Teenagers.
Actually, I can't believe it was a trend because I ain't gonna lie. Well, shout out to all my people in the third world countries, but yo, y'all be doing some crazy jumps sometimes, bro. Like, shout out my Indians, bro. Y'all know I F with the Indians, bro. But apparently, like, there was a trend in India where you would like record yourself right beside a train or behind a train or like really close to a train, bro, on some optical illusions. And what ended up happening was a lot of these people that would just be doing this trend, they would end up getting like whacked by these trains, bro. I think India got like the highest number of train deaths in the world, bro.
Playing a game with oncoming traffic, particularly loaded trucks. Their goal was to run out onto a busy street in front of a truck, hope it stops before hitting them without flinching, and post the video of the stunt online.
But what if it don't stop?
But completing this dangerous challenge successfully was a lot harder than many of its unfortunate participants realized. Most of them jumped onto the road as the truck got extremely close, giving the driver virtually no time to notice them and apply the brakes. But even when drivers had enough time to see the kids performing these stunts, they still couldn't slow down in time to prevent tragedy. Trucks usually carry heavy cargo, and that weight doesn't stop on a dime. The heavier the load, the longer the braking distance, sometimes stretching dozens of meters even after the brakes are fully
No fucking way. And those little freaking nimlets thought they ass is gonna be safe from this, bro. This is like damn near the entire length of my house, bro. Bitch, come on, bro.
So by the time the drivers reacted, it was already too late. Not to mention the fact that this trend was also putting the truck drivers at risk, both physically and psychologically. For one of these cases, involving a 14-year-old participating in this challenge, the driver fled the scene, likely out of fear of facing criminal charges. If he had instead stopped and cooperated, the footage the teenager's friends captured for TikTok would have proven his innocence. But by running away, he turned himself into a hit-and-run suspect, potentially jeopardizing his job and even his freedom depending on the charges he received. Following the incident in Tangerang, Indonesian police acted quickly to prevent further tragedies. They managed to stop 14 more kids from attempting the same dangerous stunt that very day and continued to monitor the city over the upcoming months.
14?
However, the attempts in Tangerang, Indonesia were only a small part of the global trend that cost several lives and left many others with life-altering injuries over the next year. Thankfully, TikTok eventually stepped in and removed all content related to the Angel.
Yo, I was just about to say, where the fuck is TikTok during all of this? You telling me all these people is just getting their ass whacked on your platform and you not doing a singular thing to stop them from participating in this challenge, bro? You just going on with your day like everything is just fine and dandy, bro.
Death Challenge. And since social media validation was the main reason participants took part in this dangerous trend, the platform's ban caused it to gradually fade into obscurity.
TikTok, I guess.
Happy slapping. On the 21st of January 2005, the Tez magazine in the UK reported—
2005, god damn. This is like beyond unk, bro. I wasn't even born yet.
A new trend spreading rapidly across the country, something they referred to as happy slapping. Contrary to its name, however, the trend was anything but happy. In essence, it involved people, often young adults or teenagers, going up to a random person, slapping them, recording their shocked reaction, and then sharing that video with others. Personal camcorders and phones with cameras.
Oh, so this is just like, this is where internet degeneracy like started. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Cause I'm not sure if y'all was around for like the 2020 through like 2022 era of pranks, bro. Where niggas was just being straight up degenerates. Like, it wouldn't even be funny junk, bro. It would literally just be fucking terrorism, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, no bullshit. They was just committing terrorism. Like, the devious lick trend. Does this make you uncomfortable? I apologize. If you was in school during the time devious licks was going around, bro, you know people was just stealing anything, bro. I think at my school, they was like planning in a group chat or something like that, and someone snitched on them that they was planning to steal the vice principal's car tire. Now, did the vice principal deserve that? Hell yeah! But like, come on though, bro.
Becoming a lot more accessible during this time, allowing the attackers to record their crime and share it as something funny. These happy slapping videos were shared all over the internet for the whole world to see. As for how this trend initially started,
you know, I don't want to make it about race, but I'm just telling you right now, bro. If this is a black man slapping a sleeping dude on the bus, bro, yo, that shit would be national news, dog. I'm just saying, bro. Oh my gosh.
Shared all over the internet for the whole world to see. As for how this trend initially started, some reports from the time linked them to violent TV shows like Jackass and Dirty Sanchez. A big difference between these shows and the happy slapping videos, however, was that everyone on TV consented to enduring the pain on camera. The people filming happy slapping videos, on the other hand, usually targeted complete strangers and bystanders for what they
and they know for a fact and most of the time these pranks, they target people they know for a fact aren't gonna fight back, bro. Like, they would never do that to me.
Perceived as social clout. As a media expert from that time explained it, what we see the kids watching these shows doing is thinking, well, maybe I could stage my own scenes of pain and humiliation along these lines. Then with happy slapping, people are drawn in as random victims rather than the kind of voluntary performances we get in the shows that are being copied. I think happy slapping has become a shortcut in the eyes of the slappers to fame and notoriety among the people who see the images circulated on the web or sent to them via their mobile phones.
That's true.
And while that was already bad enough on its own, things quickly took an even darker turn. As time went on, the recordings became increasingly violent, likely in an effort to outdo one another and stand out in the sea of dozens, if not hundreds of similar videos.
That's what happens.
Things went from humiliating but physically harmless slaps to coordinated attacks resulting in permanent injuries. One of the worst cases of this happened on August 31st, 2009 in South London. A 67-year-old retired care worker named Ekram Haq left the mosque on Church Lane in Tooting, England after the evening prayer, where he was then approached by two boys, 15-year-old Hamza Lazai and 16-year-old Leon.
I said always, y'all, man. Why?
Elcock, wanting to make a happy slapping video. Things quickly spiraled out of control as neither of them held back, resulting in Ekram passing away a week later from a severe head injury he received during the incident.
Bro, how hard could y'all possibly slapping him, bro?
After police reviewed CCTV footage from a nearby camera.
God damn.
Both pled guilty to manslaughter, with Leon receiving a 4.5-year sentence and Hamza sentenced to 3.5 years in prison.
4.5 and 3, yo. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what the hell the United Kingdom got going on with these prison sentences, but every time we watch a true crime video or something like this, bro, when they talk about the prison sentences, why is it always trash, bro? Like, you tell me they literally just took a man's life away and they only getting 3 years. Nigga, that's less than my Air Force time. Like, bro, you get what I'm saying? Like, they don't make sense. It don't make sense. I don't care what nobody say. It don't.
The happy slapping trend as a whole eventually faded away after the UK and the surrounding countries started treating it as a significant threat to public safety, with France even criminalizing it and giving it a punishment of up to 5 years in prison.
Make it 7.
Skullbreaker Challenge.
It's another one of them challenges. Angel of Death Skullbreaker Challenge. What the fuck?
On February 14th, 2020, 12-year-old Parker Smith was invited by his friends to film what seemed like a harmless jumping contest with them. He agreed, and on camera jumped the highest he could.
I know this. Oh my gosh, bro, they did this to me. I'll let them explain it.
Safely on his feet, he fell backward and fractured his right arm. He was rushed to the hospital immediately and fortunately made a full recovery over the following weeks. However, what seemed like a simple accident turned out to be part of a disturbing internet trend his two friends were attempting to recreate. The so-called Skullbreaker Challenge required 3 people to stand in a line and somehow convince the person in the middle to jump. As soon as they did, the two on the outside swept the legs
Bro. Yo, I was mad as hell, bro. It was my actual friends though, and they ain't actually like fucking break my arm or nothing like that. They ain't tell me to jump as high as I could. You gotta be an evil ass motherfucker to tell someone to jump as high as you can just so you can trick them for fucking the heavens above, man. Come on.
The one in the middle, who was usually unaware of what was about to happen. This caused them to fall backward, usually on their head, which is where the trend got its name from. It started earlier that year after a video of 2 students from Spain doing it with a friend went viral on social media platforms like TikTok, prompting countless imitators to try and recreate its success. And, as you might imagine, the results were disastrous, with Parker being one of the lucky ones for walking away with just a fractured arm. Many others were knocked unconscious by the impact, suffered from severe concussion.
Nigga, on the hardwood gym floor, what are we doing, man?
And some even
what are
needed
we
multiple
doing?
stitches across their skull and face. The most devastating of these incidents happened on January 24, 2020 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
See, I don't know what the hell it is, but I swear a lot of these people that be doing these trends just got numbnuts for brains, bro. It's like they can't just... Yeah, I ain't asking for your ass to see the future, bro. Like, come on, bro. On the hardwood floor, the challenge is called Skull Breaker.
A group of 7th graders attempted the challenge in school. Unfortunately, the victim fell way too hard on their head, causing them to lose consciousness and have a seizure.
Damn.
He luckily survived the incident and eventually recovered without any permanent head trauma. However, his initial condition was bad enough that authorities arrested the other 2 13-year-old boys. They were charged with 3rd-degree aggravated assault and 3rd-degree endangering an injured victim since the harm they caused was mostly intentional. Now, I wasn't able to find any reports on whether the charges were dropped or not, but even if they were, being arrested for attempting a dangerous internet challenge goes to show just how dangerous it can be. TikTok also stepped in and banned all videos of this challenge on their platform. Unfortunately, once something is on the internet, it never truly goes away. As evident from 2 girls finding videos of the Skullbreaker challenge, attempting it on one of their classmates, injuring them, and getting charged for it in November 2022, more than 2.5 years after the original fad ended. Fortunately, there haven't been many reports of kids getting injured because of this challenge ever since. Bam! Ugly! Kia challenge.
Kia?
Near the end of 2020.
Oh yeah, this one they was still in Kias, man. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this is like some black hooligan bullshit, dog. Like, if I'm being completely honest, bro, yo, if you, don't get me started, bro. I'm gonna start sounding like Asmund Gold, bro. Hell no. But like, seriously though.
And throughout 2021, authorities in Milwaukee, Wisconsin noticed a significant increase in car theft. What made this even stranger was the fact that the majority of these stolen vehicles were either from Kia or Hyundai, with theft of these particular cars doubling or even tripling in some areas compared to previous years. However, before investigators could determine the cause of this surge, the situation spiraled beyond their control in ways they could have never expected. Put simply, stealing Kia and Hyundai cars became an internet trend called the Kia Challenge. It began on July 12, 2022, when a video captioned "Kia Boys" went viral for demonstrating just how easy it was to steal Kia and Hyundai cars manufactured between 2011 and 2021.
Yeah, this why the YN trend like started, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. Dropping tutorial tools on YN talk. Like, what are we talking about?
All a thief needed was a screwdriver and any regular USB cable, since the connector just so happened to be the perfect size and shape to jumpstart the vehicle.
Like,
this was a major hardware level security flaw in dozens of car models, and there was no permanent way to fix the problem either. Now, the original Kia Boys video was eventually taken down by TikTok, but the information was already out there and it already sparked the Kia Challenge.
Damn.
Teenagers across the US started breaking into Kias and Hyundais and posting their stunts on social media to participate in the challenge. While the stolen cars caused a massive financial burden for hundreds of innocent residents, the real danger of the Kia Challenge came from what many of the thieves did once they had taken control of the vehicles.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know it might sound messed up, but bro, if they crashed that car into a goddamn tree, bro, I wouldn't care. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You can't ask me to give 2 fucks, bro. You really can't.
Many of them had no intention of actually profiting off the stolen cars and were only doing it for the internet. They began taking the cars for reckless joyrides around town, putting their lives and the lives of everyone else on the road in extreme danger. One of these joyrides led to a police chase, which eventually ended with the out-of-control car slamming into the concrete barrier and the teenagers who stole the car trying to flee on foot. The most disturbing of these incidents occurred in Buffalo, New York in October 2022, where a stolen Kia ride ended in a fatal crash, taking the lives of 4 teenagers. In total, the Kia Challenge resulted in the...
Hey, Hey, bro, I'm trolling though. Rest in peace to them, bro. Rest in peace to them, man.
Loss of 8 lives before the disturbing trend was shut down by TikTok and other social platforms. Kia and Hyundai also had to settle a class action lawsuit for $200 million over the dangerously lax security in their cars.
I wonder who the person is.
Car surfing.
First
Car
person to find
surfing,
it.
or riding on the outside of a car as if it were a surfboard, has existed as a trend long before modern social media was even a thing. It started gaining popularity in the early 1990s, compelling teenagers and young adults to speed down the highway while precariously balancing
Speed down the
themselves on
highway?
top. Today, most modern cars don't have much to hang on to on the outside to improve aerodynamics, which makes this already high-risk activity even more deadly. It only takes one small slip for even the most
I ain't gonna lie, look at his fucking arms, bro. He stretched across that fucking car like Jesus was on the cross.
Something that's evident from the 2008 CDC report, which revealed that 58 people lost their lives while engaging in car surfing, and 41 others were severely injured since 1990. Unfortunately, the rise of social media and the desire to go viral with outrageous stunts have only driven that number higher ever since. Most recently, in May 2023, a 16-year-old boy tragically lost his life while car surfing out the back window of a car when the vehicle lost control and rolled over. He would have almost certainly kept his life if he were in his seat with a seatbelt. Sadly, the car surfing trend—
How the hell do you even make a car roll over though? That's just like unfortunate as hell. Like genuinely, bro. That was a horrible driver.
—is just as alive today as it was 3 decades ago, and shows no signs of fading away anytime soon.
Damn, bro. Damn. Rest in peace.
Blackout Challenge. The Blackout Challenge has existed long before social media. The goal in this challenge is to achieve a brief high that comes from cutting off oxygen to the brain by intentionally suffocating until you lose consciousness. However, while many—
I've seen one of my friends do that challenge, and it literally made him look like I had thought the nigga died, bro. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I genuinely thought he passed away in that moment. And then he came back like 2 seconds after. I'm like, what the fuck?
That blacking out from lack of oxygen is perfectly safe in the long run, that couldn't be further from the truth. The rewarding high in this challenge is in reality a dangerous form of cerebral hypoxia, where brain cells are deprived of vital oxygen. This can lead to seizures and hemorrhages. Even if someone survives the challenge seemingly unharmed, depriving the brain of oxygen for just a minute can cause permanent, irreversible damage. This can affect memory, reasoning, and other critical cognitive functions in the long run.
Damn, no
the
way.
line between a fleeting, dangerous thrill and irreversible tragedy is terrifyingly thin.
Bro,
and once consciousness is lost, there's no way to control the outcome. Not to mention the very real risk of the person never waking up again. Unfortunately, many who try to recreate this challenge are completely unaware of these dangers, resulting in 82 people losing their lives between 1995 and 2007 alone. What makes this even worse is that almost all of these deaths were between the ages of 6 and 19. Much like other viral trends, young impressionable kids are especially drawn in, motivated by peer pressure or the need for validation online or in real life. Which is why the resurgence of the Blackout Challenge through social media platforms like TikTok brought it to an even younger audience and left a devastating trail of victims. One of the most well-known cases is that of Nyla Anderson, a 10-year-old girl from Pennsylvania. Her family found her unconscious on the bedroom floor on the night of December 7, 2021.
That's heartbreaking. That has to be heartbreaking for a mother, man. Oh my gosh. Father too, brother, whatever the hell it is, man.
Unfortunately, it was already too late. After barely clinging to life for 5 days, she tragically passed away without ever waking up. No one knew why she would do something like this, until investigators did a forensic analysis of her phone, which revealed she had been viewing videos of the challenge on TikTok. Another tragic instance happened in April 2022 when a 12-year-old boy from the United Kingdom named Archie Battersby suffered catastrophic brain damage after attempting the challenge and passed away months later. And these weren't isolated incidents either. Numerous other children, some as young as 8, suffered a similar fate or other life-altering injuries after attempting this challenge. Sadly, despite social media sites' best efforts to suppress the challenge, it continues to spread to this day.
You know what? I'll give it to him. Yo, shout out Chillin' Scares for the amazing video, man. But I'll give it to the social media sites. At least they actually try or actively try to stop stuff like that from happening, man. Anyways, if y'all did enjoy the video, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel for post notifications on. And also, make sure y'all follow the Twitch. I'm live almost every day at around 4 p.m. EST. I'm gonna see y'all, man. Peace.